Friends, this video is going to change your career and your thinking pattern, and so that is why please do not ignore this video. This is the future work or job conditions that is going to be imposed in European Union. So, 9 recent and important changes that has been bring forth in the work immigration rules imposed by the European Union countries. Mind it, Poland is not in here. This video will be a two-part series and this is the first part. So please brace yourself. The European Union's population is aging. The factors behind the phenomena are many, but the declining fertility rates and the increased life expectancy, along with the migration to countries such as the United States, UK, Canada and Australia, the European Union has bring forth the new plans, the 9 recent plans that can able to retain the labor and at the same time discourage the unnecessary labor from the third countries such as India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Middle East and African nations. But the question is why these nations are called as the third countries. I will make a video on that in a later future, but currently as of now these 9 nations, those are under Schengen, has made these 9 recent and important changes in the work immigration rules from 2022 and onwards. These nations are Finland, Italy, France, Spain, Netherlands, Denmark, Sweden, Portugal, Ireland. Number 1 is Finland. Finland has introduced the fast-track procedure for skilled workers, the fast-track procedure for startup entrepreneurs, the fast-track procedures for long-term residence permit for students, the fast-track procedures for long-term researchers. After months of speculation and such as warnings, Finland has finally started applying a fast-track procedure for highly skilled workers and startup entrepreneurs together with their families, processing their applications within a period of 14 days. The country has started granting students and their eligible family members a single residence permits for the whole duration of their studies. This means that students no longer need to renew their Finnish residence permits every year. At the same time, they can now enter Finland with their long-term D visas without having to wait for their residence permit cards, helping to accelerate the work and immigration based on education and make the country more alluring to international experts. The country is also working towards making it easier for students and researchers to get retained in Finland and look for work after completing their studies. But remember friends, there is one single problem with Finland, that it is a neighboring nation to Russia. And Russia hates Finland because Finland has signed NATO. So all the Russian society people are in Finland and buying the properties in Finland. So if you're planning to move to Finland, be aware they will in the near future may or may not face the Russian wrath. Italian government is the next one, and that Italian government has increased their migrant work permit quotas for 2022 in a bid to cover the lack of personnel in specific sectors. And mind it, these sectors are not unskilled or semi-skilled. This will be completely skilled. Oh yeah. The Italian government has allowed a total of 75,000 people to arrive in Italy for work in 2022, setting the quota at 5,000 more than the previous year. Notice we have recruited 2 people in Italy. Oh yes, Immigration Ultimate has recruited 2 people in Italy. And third, the Italy's Puglia farms needed another 100,000 seasonal workers in order to guarantee summer harvest fields in 2023. So in 2023 there will be huge requirement of Italian foreign workers. That means from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar, Philippines, Middle East and African nations to be inside Italy in 2023. France is also not left behind, and France has increased their minimum monthly salary by 2 euros. As a result, the minimum monthly salary related required for the following immigration categories has increased to a 2 euros enhancement. The intra-company transferees will now receive 1678 euro. The passport talent employees on assignment to 3022 euros. The passport talent qualified employees to 3357 euros. The minimum salary for holders of EU blue cards is 1.5 times the average gross salary of reference fixed by the French authorities, which currently is 53,836 euros per year. Remember, France has a long time under speculation of giving or raising the price for the jobs and the workers. So they are not recruiting new people to the foreign land, but if they are giving the jobs, that means they are increasing the salary of each person to retain the talent by 2 euros into their each income or per hour income. The next one is Denmark. Now, Denmark has published a new list for labor shortages for which foreign workers are needed. Denmark has updated the list of jobs for which there is a shortage of workers in the country. The two lists, called the positive list for highly educated and the positive list for skilled workers, serve as a map for foreign workers who wish to move to Denmark for employment purposes. Friends, the video link is already in the description, and we have made a particular video about the Denmark and the highly skilled things. So please do not forget to browse it. Now, the Ireland introduced 4 changes to immigration system for workers. First, starting from autumn this year, new changes will impose to Ireland's employment permit system for workers from third countries. The countries are India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Philippines, Middle East and African nations. And that include here new seasonal work permits. That means number 1 is short duration. Number 2, for a very small effective period of time. Number 3 is that Ireland is wishing a very smooth immigration. And number 4, enhancing more of quality time with the employer and employee so that they can both understand each other. Though the new changes, the Irish authorities intend to create a more responsive system, but the labor market has their own challenges, and inside the people or the community need to be changed themselves. Therefore, they are introducing an index of salary slab that can also make a good labor market test process or labor market retention in the near future. So what is happening is the world is getting changed into the working and hiring policies, and as well as the retaining of the foreign employers. It is our duty now that we accept these terms and we respect these terms and get on board as the time and opportunity is ripe. Netherlands, that is the Dutch. If anybody is asking about the work permits or job visas for Netherlands, let me tell you, Dutch are very picky and peculiar in their choices. We have clients, those who already lived in Netherlands for many years, and I'm telling you, Netherlands will only give you the chance if you're a skilled worker. That means what? A chef and all this? No. They'll need someone who can develop, design and dedicate the new designs into or new programs or new software for the nation. So Netherlands want to retain or only work with highly skilled migrants from several countries temporarily eligible to work without a residence permit. It will only work or retain highly skilled migrants from countries that do not need a long-term visa in order to move to the Netherlands will now be allowed to start working in the country even if the residence permit is not ready yet. The decision has been taken by the Dutch Immigration Naturalization Services, which is known as the IND, and the same will remain effective for a maximum period of 4 months. According to this decision, nationals of these countries can just move to the Netherlands and start working immediately while they wait for their residence permit to be ready. That means the Dutch are saying that we want people from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, uh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Middle East, Africa, Afghanistan, but only if you're a highly skilled, and that must be proven into social media or your website, not just by through a CV or resume. So Netherlands are changing their policies from retaining more the highly skilled, and once you are working in Netherlands, oh my god, the life is the sweetest. That means you will only work for 35 hours per week. Can you believe it? Mostly you will be working from home, and the salaries are 10 times fold that whatever you're receiving in India or Pakistan or Bangladesh. And medical facilities free, food facilities free, education facilities for yourself or for your kids free, and medical vacation 2 months in a year that is paid by the government, and many such facilities. So getting inside Netherlands is the tricky, and that is for they want to require or retain only the highly skilled immigrants or highly skilled professionals. Portugal. Portugal has launched a 6 month of valid visa for foreign workers. That means they are only hiring but for 6 months, and foreign workers can now move to Portugal with the intention of working for a short period of 6 months, and after that they have to go back to the same country they came from. The Portuguese government has given the green light to the creation of such a visa. According to them, the measure has been introduced to promote regular and safe migration. At the same time, the country has also abolished the quota regime for migration. That means the quota regime that we need at this quota is not there anymore. They can introduce or they can call many people as they want for 6 month visa to Portugal. Next is Sweden. The Sweden new work permits rule in order to avoid exploitation of foreign workers is legendary. Now Sweden now obliges the employers to report any change in employment rules and conditions for their foreign workers in order to retain the talent. The foreign workers can no longer be expelled due to minor errors, religion facts, or any other biasness. And the employers who fail to report the working conditions for non-EU employees, such as the people from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Myanmar, Philippines, Africa and Middle East, at the request of the agency may be fined. That means the employer has to pay the fine. At the same time, the applicants are now obliged to attach the employment contract to the application file that is lodged at the agency. That means Sweden is changing their policies in the work labor, but they are not hiring. They are not hiring. They are not hiring at all.